YouTube just launched over 30 huge updates, and it can change everything about the creator economy. And in this video, we're gonna cover the ones we think are the most important for entrepreneurs and business owners because it really changes everything about your current content strategy.
So there's a huge list here, and the last one we're gonna talk about is actually my personal favorite.
Okay, cool. The first one is actually my personal favorite.
Okay, let's hit that one first then.
Because as a creative director, I obsess over packaging of YouTube videos. By packaging, we mean titles, thumbnails, and the first 30 seconds of the video. So this first big update is about A/B testing. And YouTube has had A/B testing of thumbnails. You can pick 3 thumbnails and let YouTube decide which one is the best by analyzing watch time, I think. But finally, we're finally getting the ability to also test titles. So different title and thumbnail combinations. This is game changer. I honestly don't know how this hasn't happened earlier and why, but now it's here and it's amazing.
Yeah, so for quick context, there have been a lot of different software and companies that allow you to do A/B testing. How has that differed from this? Like, why is this so monumental?
We used to use another tool in the past called thumbnailtest.com. This was a kind of a gold standard for it, where you can actually do different title and thumbnail combinations. The native YouTube testing tool, you could only switch thumbnails. So you can put one static title on, and then you can have YouTube test 3 different thumbnails for the same title. So you're really just getting like as many variations of thumbnails as you want to with the same title. But now you can do titles and thumbnail testing. And so it multiplies the different possible packages that you can have for your videos. So in our business, we strategize at least 3 different thumbnail concepts per video. But sometimes the thumbnails that we make doesn't really work with the title that well, right? Like the concept of this thumbnail, it doesn't really match the title. And the important part here is that we always try to think about what story are we telling with a title thumbnail. This is the first part of the story of the video. And oftentimes, if you switch the thumbnail, the title doesn't work, right? So now that you can switch both of them, you can actually have like 3 different stories that you're trying to tell in your packaging. And so there's like 3 different angles that you can take now to get someone to click into the video. So you're not really restricted to just like one idea.
Here's a good example, right? One of our clients, we strategized this video idea. And we were pretty torn because this video actually had 2 really good ideas inside it, and we didn't know which one to go with for the packaging. The first idea was that piracy is coming back. And this is a huge trend, like everyone's like talking about video piracy. The second idea is that Netflix had a huge event or a huge lie, right? The big Netflix lie. Those are 2 very intriguing ideas. And we didn't know which one to go with, so we kind of went with both. But the only way to do that is to have 2 very different thumbnails that look like 2 completely different videos. And the titles were also completely different. They could have been completely different videos.
Right.
But we didn't know which one was gonna win, so we tried to do both. The problem with the YouTube testing prior to this update is that you have to go in there manually and change the title to match the thumbnail. Like you can't have like big YouTube lie and then show like a piracy thing that's like unrelated. And vice versa. You can't have Netflix and then talk about piracy unless you like clearly make a connection. But it's kind of that was kind of a leap. So what we did was we had to go in there manually and either just test it as Netflix or test it as piracy. And ended up piracy won by a lot, and that's the one that took off.
So I think this changes how creators are going to start ideating titles and thumbnails, right? Like the gold standard playbook for titles and thumbnails before was like come up with 5 titles and then like 3 thumbnail concepts. But those were like all for the same idea, right? But now I know that the big brands that have multiple directors and strategists on their team, they're probably gonna come up with like so many different variations of how should we package up this video. And they can be completely different ideas. If you think this video is gonna do really, really well, for example, let's use someone who's doing it at the top level, like Mr. Beast. If he's spending millions of dollars in a video, then I'm sure his team is gonna come up with like 5 different ways to try to deliver this package to their audience. And you can just keep testing different titles and thumbnails and just get more data for it. It's actually leading me to think that there's 2 outcomes here. One, I think a lot of people are gonna see the same video, but see different packaging on it. So it's gonna feel like there's a new video uploaded by this creator, when it's actually not.
Yeah.
I think I've actually had that on our videos before too.
Yeah.
People have in the comments, it's like, oh, they changed the thumbnail, but I still watched the video again. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's.
And I thank them for it.
Right, it's like, great, I got to watch this video again with a new lens on it, almost, you know? And so my point with there is like, it's a little bit scary because the people doing it at the top level are really gonna be able to outcompete everyone at the bottom. If you have someone in your team who is dedicated to just thumbnails, all day long thumbnails, and an all day, or I guess just call them a packager, because now you really have to have both skill sets, right? You can't just be a thumbnail designer anymore because it has to work with the title. because that's like the whole idea together. But you can have a person just solely on thumbnails all day and just cranking out like 15, 20 of those different combinations, and they're just gonna be rapidly testing all their videos. Whereas someone like us, we don't have the bandwidth to do that for our videos. And so I think it's gonna create this situation where a lot of creators like us feel like we're falling behind because we're not testing as much as possible.
Yeah, two things to add there. I would say that this is very good for creative directors, thumbnail designers, anyone who has to deal with ideation or packaging. I think this is very good for you.
Yeah.
And I'm specifically talking to the roles that are not in front of the camera. These are people who are on the strategy team.
Yeah, the demand is gonna go up huge.
Yeah, the demand is gonna go up huge, but also your ability to make money is gonna go up. Because now you can actually approach channels and say, hey, not only do I create thumbnails, I ideate thumbnails. Not only do I ideate thumbnails, I will be 24/7 monitoring every single one of your videos and swapping them out whenever I think there's an opportunity, and you don't have to worry about it. Channels would pay a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
That is a huge expansion of your role. So this is overall a net positive, I think, for the creator economy, because everyone is gonna win. Like, say a thumbnail designer is on the ball 24/7. They make more money for the YouTube channel, which means the creators want to keep them, and they're just more hireable, right? It's a win-win for everybody.
You make such a good point. I think the role, like when you're looking for a thumbnail designer, I think that role is actually evolving. I don't know if you should look for a thumbnail designer. I think you should look for a packager. They should be able to do titles and thumbnails.
Creative director.
It's hard though because creative director also does full strategy for a lot of other things. They might work with the creative director, but I think just having, maybe it is. Maybe it is a creative director.
A lot of producers make thumbnails too. So
that's my whole point. It's like thumbnails itself is going to be an isolated skill. Like you need to have the idea, and the title has to work with the thumbnail now.
So my second point here is that if you reel it back, right, you may feel like you're gonna fall behind, the gap between the big channels and the small channels is just gonna widen because of this. The reality is that A/B testing is marginal gains. Like the amount of work that you spend ideating a thumbnail and a title and working them together. At the highest level, like a Mr. Beast level, it does matter. Because if you win like a 1 or 2% more click-through, then it's actually hundreds of thousands of views. But if you're down here, you're getting like 500 views per video, or less than 1,000 views per video. 1% more, 2% more click-through rate for you isn't as much as a Mr. Beast margin.
For sure.
So keep your eye on the ball, figure out what are the things that you need to prioritize. This is a good opportunity, but if you're not quite there yet, then don't waste your time. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't waste your time getting marginal gains where you could be better spent doing something way more important, like coming up with better ideas.
That's also really important. It's really important to understand where you are in your current journey as a professional creator or even a creator company. If you're not getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, then strategy and volume is still the most important piece of it. There's so many nuances to all of this, And if you guys are interested in learning about those strategies and techniques, you can definitely check out some other videos or check out the links in the description where we can actually go a lot deeper with you and help you solve those problems.
Next, let's talk about everyone's favorite hot topic right now, AI. There are so many new AI updates here.
Let's try to distill them all into the must-know ones, right?
Let's start with my personal favorite one. And this is the auto dubbing and lip syncing.
That's your favorite one?
That's my favorite one.
Okay, why is that your favorite one?
Because so not only will you hear the creator speaking in a different language, you'll also see them speaking in a different language. And that bit actually makes a big difference, at least to me.
Huge difference.
For example, if you watch anime and you watch it dubbed in a different language.
Anime is different because it's a cartoon, so it's different. A good example of this is I actually started, so you know how Alice in Borderland is coming back? Season 3 is coming back.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
I know, it's gonna be so good. But I put on, it's like, I'm getting ready for season 3. So at dinner, like last week, we started putting on season 2. And obviously I don't speak Japanese, obviously. And so I wanted to be able to like work while still remembering what was happening, and I couldn't. First of all, the English dub is terrible. It sounds like someone just used AI and put it in there, even though I know they actually got a voice actor for it. I don't know why it just sounds bad.
Beside the point, like I watched that on Alice in Borderland, on Squid Game even. It's hard to watch, but just tweaking how the lips move changes everything. And so getting away from entertainment for a bit, because we're really deep in the education space. Our first YouTube channel reaches students across the world. A lot of people from like India, Philippines, China, in addition to US, UK, Canada, Australia. We've gotten so many comments, hundreds of comments on people saying, can you turn on subtitles? Or can you add subtitles in my language?
Yeah.
One of our early day clients who was like VIP coaching tier actually didn't speak English very well. And remember, like we had to like translate a lot, but he still learned through watching our videos with just subtitles.
Yeah.
And so I just wonder how many more of these students or clients can you serve with this new feature now?
Right. It seems like one click of a button can instantly cast such a wide net for who can watch your videos. I will also say, though, that feature only exists on YouTube. And so if you run a program off-platform, like we do, on a platform like Circle or School, that's not going to come with it. There's probably something to be said here about what if you just posted all your courses on YouTube as private videos or unlisted videos and only offer that through your exclusive memberships. This is also another reason why YouTube subscriptions, right, or memberships for the YouTube platform itself might become more appealing if you do have an audience that is international that would still want to consume that deeper content with you.
Yeah.
Because if, yeah, like you said, if they come to our program, it's hard for us to communicate with them and even understand like our course material, which is very technical, very deep, and very like nuanced YouTube strategy. Like if you don't understand what we're saying, then it's just not going to work. But so I don't know. I think that's an interesting way to like. YouTube is like silently moving towards the education space in that way of adding those features on the platform. And so I'm interested to see how other channels make use of that.
They do have a feature for you to post your courses. And your courses can be discovered already, actually. Just going live and looking like you're speaking a different language would be game-changing. This voice dubbing is actually huge for the bottom line of businesses, too. I don't know if you remember when we used to try to do subtitles, use Rev, something like that, where you had to like pay someone to actually manually type in the subtitles for you.
Yeah.
And now you just do a click a button for free. That is a huge budget saver as well, and convenient and time saving and everything else.
This is probably a common theme that we're going to see throughout all the AI stuff that we talk about. I was at VidCon a couple months ago, and at one of the booths at VidCon, there was, I forget what the company's name was, but this was their exact business model. They said that we would help you expand your reach in your channel by going in and adding subtitles to all of your past videos, your library. They would have like a human, not only, they would probably use AI first to do it, but then they have the human like watch through the videos and make sure that all the subtitles are actually accurate on them. But I feel like a lot of these AI companies are going to start getting phased out. AI tools are just getting built into the platform. Like we're seeing that with the thumbnail title testing that you said before. Like thumbnailtest.com is pretty much going to be pointless now. Big part of TubeBuddy is going to be replaced by all these features in there. And so all I have to say is if you're thinking about starting like an AI company for YouTube specifically, I would just think twice about what your moat is, because eventually that will get replaced by YouTube.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So one of the biggest things for a business to succeed with YouTube is actually to diversify and get off the platform, right? Because you can't get the emails or contacts of the people who watch your videos. You can't build a mailing list. And as a matter of fact, if YouTube actually allows you to start DMing people or collecting their emails, then that's game over. But YouTube already has a place for courses. It already has a place for your community to interact with each other, like asynchronously and during live and in the comments. It's basically a community platform there already. So all these other platforms, you're talking about School or Circle or everything else, or Teachable or anything else, these platforms are probably next, is what I'm thinking. If you're an info-based business, you're selling an academy or a course or whatever, then YouTube can become an all-in-one tool. I can see that in the future.
Yeah, it might become that in the future.
I can't wait for that.
I think it will, but yeah, we're probably still a few years away from that, but just, foreshadowing to the future, what could come.
Yeah. All right, so there are a lot of other AI-powered updates here. I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna lump them all, chunk them all into a similar bucket here. You can upload a picture yourself. You can add motion, like you can make yourself dance or whatever.
Sure.
Do karate, jumping jacks. You can add objects to your video. So like we can add like, another cup on the table if we wanted to, or whatever else. And you can also add style to your video. So like, we can make ourselves look anime right now if we wanted to, or look sketchy right now if we wanted to. And then you can also change your speech to song if you wanted to.
That's a pretty weird one, I think. Obviously AI powered, right?
Yeah, these are all AI-powered things.
Again, this is like another way that YouTube is trying to eliminate, maybe not eliminate, but trying to solve problems that other people pay for different subscriptions, like Epidemic Sound, Artlists, all these other like music licensing companies, and just replacing that with stuff on YouTube. I don't know. I guess I'll have to listen to it to see what it sounds like. But in my experience, I remember there was an X post that went viral a long time ago when AI music started coming to the scene. And it's funny because one of my favorite artists is James Blake. You know, he's a really talented producer. He like made some like troll Reddit, some troll X posts that was like, oh no, like AI is coming for our jobs as musicians. And he like reposted this video of like a fully AI generated music video. And the video was so bad. Like the music sounded terrible. Like it was awful. And all the comments below were just laughing like, yeah, you're fine. Like no, the music is not gonna take over. Like you're not gonna replace good musicians and stuff like that.
How long ago was that?
Maybe a year or two ago.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know how much it's changed by now, but
It's changed a lot.
it's changed. I'm sure it's changed a lot, but still, it's like
A lot of Spotify is actually AI.
I know. I think that makes me sad, to be honest. That makes me a little sad to know, like, to replace the art, that kind of art with music, it feels wrong. To me, it just feels wrong.
I think they're still fine. Like you need a face to the music. I might be okay with listening to music that's, you know, like maybe put on lo-fi music or something that's got no face, no artist. I don't know who they are, just a elevator music sort of.
Yeah.
But if I want to actually connect like with the lyrics, with the story, with the journey of the artist, I need a face to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just, yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Right. Well, I guess my point there is that the reason that TikTok or Instagram was so valuable for creators in the music industry is because people would use sound bites, like the first 5 seconds of a song, and it would blow that song up, and it would blow that artist up. Then everyone's gonna find out, oh, where'd that music come from? And then they're gonna give that creator exposure. But if we're just replacing that with AI, then like, I don't know, it hurts. It just seems bad to me.
It weeds out the bad people. Like if you blow up with a piece of AI and they come and see like, who is this creator? And they realize, oh, you're just a one-hit wonder. You're just gonna go viral for one time and that's it. Then
I don't even know if it's a one-hit wonder. It's like because I don't know the full update, what it is, but is it just turning our voice into like a
melody and
yeah, but that's like,
well, I
don't know.
think the big picture with these things, adding motion, adding objects, adding artistic style, and adding song, plus many others. I think the big picture here is kind of like Snapchat, where you like have these almost gimmicky features.
Yeah.
But it's interesting enough for it creates buzz. Like we're talking about it, people will talk about it. Hey, check out like I can actually sing, and you send this to your friends.
Yeah.
It's like something that will probably be interesting for 1 minute,
That's true.
but it was interesting long enough for everyone to actually go check it out.
Yeah.
And once they go check it out, they're gonna see, oh, YouTube Shorts is actually killing it right now. Like,
That's
oh,
true.
I didn't realize that YouTube Shorts actually gets more views than Instagram and TikTok Shorts combined.
Right. I think it's
I
like
should be here.
200 billion views per day.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I think that's like,
That's a
that's
good
kind of probably the play there.
That's a good point. It reminds me of like whenever Apple does launches. I think it's definitely like a front-facing marketing thing.
Yeah.
Like Apple always launches like, oh, these are great new features for iMessage or whatever, and it's like, dude, no one's gonna use that.
But
it looks great.
The iPhone Air.
Exactly. That's a funny example. I don't think it's gonna do that well, in my opinion.
I'm still gonna go by the store and check it out.
Yeah, I'll go take a look at it. Probably won't get it. Remember when they did those? Maybe you used it. I didn't use it, but they used those emojis, the avatar emojis.
Oh,
Like you can turn your face into like a hippo or a giraffe or something. It's like, I'm not gonna use this. Like,
it's part of culture now.
sure, but I wonder. I guess maybe mass adoption is not gonna happen, but it will be stamped in history as like this was something that we can remember.
Yeah.
So
this next one I didn't mention yet is AI editing. This one is for shorts only at the moment. It's only for certain channels, certain niches, and only for shorts.
So what is it exactly?
So basically you upload your content and it'll edit shorts for you. So think Opus clips, but built into YouTube.
Can you elaborate a little bit more, like give a little more context about it?
Yeah, let's say we do this, however long this podcast is gonna be. Let's say it's like 3 hours long. Let's say we upload the footage to YouTube. It'll go in and it'll use AI and select shorts and clips.
Okay.
that.
So it'll decide which ones are the best moments or not.
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like exactly. We haven't gotten a chance to get hands-on with it. But I mean, there are companies out there like Opus Clips.
Yeah, Icons, Opus Clip.
Who have already proven that this is a validated idea. And they're making millions, billions of dollars on this. So it only makes sense that YouTube is testing the waters here.
Another example, like I said, of some AI tools that will be replaced, well, that are trying to be phased out because of all these things that YouTube can just do natively. Even one of the tools that we use all the time, Descript, has this feature in there where it can pull clips from you. I think Descript is fine still because it's a full video editor with a lot more features, but I guess all of these tools for AI you're talking about, the goal is just to help a early creator get going, right?
Right.
It's just to help people who are maybe on the fence about YouTube or just starting YouTube just make more content quicker. If you're a brand that really cares about your brand look, your brand value, your brand trust, you're probably not going to be using most of these features, right? Like, I will never let YouTube just clip shorts for me and then post them. Like, I care too much about our content. And I care too much about what it looks like. So I'll always send it still to an editor that can make it feel more like my brand. I guess if you are a business owner, you can try the tool, see what kind of clips it pulls, and if your team would actually use that clip, then it's something to move forward with. But if it's not, then maybe give it some time. YouTube's gonna do a few updates, and it might get better and better. But I don't think if you're a shorts editor, you're out of a job yet. The bar for excellent content is just higher now, that's all. And you can still strive for that excellence.
All right, next let's talk about going live. We know that in the grand scheme of YouTube's plan, we've heard YouTube CEO talk about this on multiple occasions. They are pushing for more live. And I think going live connection with other human beings is probably one of the best ways to connect with your audience, especially now with so much AI. People know that you're actually there. You show up with your face, like you are spending time with the audience. It's not some AI avatar of yourself who is replacing you and people can't tell if you're real or not. The only thing better than live is meeting up in person and going to a live event, right? That's why all these Twitch streamers and people who go live often, they have such a deep connection with their audience. And when it comes to live, the number is something like a third of people spend their daily time on YouTube in live sessions. Like the audience members spend their time in live. That's a huge proportion.
Really?
Now the specific things that they do for live, there's a lot of updates here. I'll name off a few. You can go live and react to someone else's live. So let's say that, let's say we're live right now, right? Any one of you can actually do your own live and kind of hang out with us and react, and your audience will watch you watching us. And we can do the same back to you too with our audience.
That's really interesting. Hey.
Another update here is that you can now practice going live, which
cool.
I think is great. Like YouTube is coming up with all these features that just makes it less friction for you to get started, for beginners to get started.
Yeah, that's been a feature on Instagram and other places for a while already. So it's nice to see that they're catching up.
It's a very Apple move. Like, oh, we just announced new widgets. Like, dude, we've had
this has been around for
Android's had widgets for years.
Right. The reacting is interesting to me. I wonder if they will allow for multiple people to react to the same content at the same time. What comes to mind for me is I watch a lot of sports and I watch a lot of gaming highlights. And sometimes people, for example, like the Dota 2 International just happened. And I tuned in, I was like, oh, this is a big event. There's 2 million people watching this right now. And I'm sure that other than the main channel that was commenting on it, there were probably a lot of other niche creators, maybe in different languages, that were also reacting to the same event that was happening. And so what if you could just see all of them react at the same time?
Yeah.
And you can kind of like bounce between the different like people, like different channels, all reacting to that same thing. I feel like that would be a pretty interesting live experience to just be able to flip. I guess they do it on TV already. Like you can like 4-quadrant your TV and just like flip between different streams and stuff. But if they're all watching the same exact commentary, I don't know, I think that's interesting. Because all the people commentating can also react and interact with the other people in the stream too, you know? That'd be interesting.
Well, side note, it's funny that you mentioned Dota because I remember we used to love watching TI together. And every time TI would drop like a new hero, like near the end of the competition. So YouTube kind of did that too. It was celebrating his 20th birthday, and then it just dropped all these updates. So it just kind of reminiscent, or kind of nostalgic of those times.
Always a good time to drop during like a big event like that.
Event, exactly.
Yeah.
For some background, Dota is this game where it's like 5 versus 5, kind of like basketball. It would be interesting if all 5 of the team members could go on and react to like a recent game that they had.
That'd be fun.
That would be pretty cool. Or like if, the 5 members of, I don't know, the Lakers all got on and reacted to and gave feedback on like the last game they had live with their audiences. That would be so cool.
Right.
There's so many athletes on.
And if they could be remote, that would be super interesting too.
Yeah, makes it easy for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of businesses can, like Dude Perfect can probably do that. Sidemen can probably, anyone with, you know, a team can do that.
I think this is also a really great opportunity for educational brands and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
You know?
One of my favorite podcasts right now, Diary CEO, he brings in like the Avengers of any niche, like entrepreneurs
The round table.
Finance people. And they all just kind of have a conversation and react to a specific topic. This makes it easier for people to do all over the place.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily come together physically.
I guess this is something that Gary Vaynerchuk has been pushing for a long time. He's been preaching for the past year that TikTok, well, I guess he's talking about TikTok specifically, but how TikTok live shopping is going to be like the next big thing. And it's funny now that YouTube is now moving towards this live as well for, it's both shorts and longs, right? And can't you actually stream shorts and longs at the same time? Like you can stream the same 9:16 and then flip your camera if you wanted to watch this way, but that's the same stream, right? So it's capturing the long form audience and the short form audience that might be interested in live shopping. And I know one of the other updates, I don't know if we're gonna talk about it, is also that YouTube Store, whereas YouTube is allowing you to put links to products. So they're kind of following suit with TikTok Shop, which makes sense because TikTok Shop is so successful. And if YouTube gets more shorts views than TikTok does, it doesn't make sense not to go this direction for them. Yeah.
It's like AI is going to actually evaluate your video and help you put links, which is even crazier. Affiliate links too. It's even crazier. I think it's cool that the vertical and horizontal are like going to be one and the same. And I still think that there is a future where the cell phone or the smartphone is obsolete, like goes extinct. I still think there's a future where we have some sort of interface, either through our glasses or chips or something, where we don't have to carry around a bulky device anymore. And at that point, horizontal and vertical does not matter. We are getting into this gray zone where dimensions, formats don't really matter anymore.
That's interesting. I wonder if DSLR cameras are gonna have to follow suit, keep up with that. Because for all the like we use Fujifilms in here, when you're filming, you can't. It doesn't auto film in vertical, whatever, you know. Like you have to do that manually yourself afterwards. And well, actually, the new Fuji XM5 that we're using right here, the wide shot that we have, that one actually has a dedicated shorts filming mode now, where it actually has a setting where you can film and it only records 90 seconds. Which I think is useless. It's like, why would you want that? Like, you might as well just record for longer and then, you know. They are thinking about this shift towards vertical short form content.
Yeah, by the way, we love Fujifilm. If you guys are hearing this or whatever, contact us. All right, next is something that you've probably all seen across YouTube. You've probably seen Mr. Beast do it with Mark Rober. Probably saw Mr. Beast do it with the NFL recently. And this is channel collaborations. So you can post a video where the creator or the channel that's on the video is actually multiple channels, not just one.
Again, another feature that like Instagram and X have done already, but now YouTube is following suit.
I think this is a bigger deal because AdSense revenue is a much bigger deal on YouTube than any of the other platforms. The way that they decide to do it is that the person who uploads the video gets to keep the revenue. At least, I guess, for now. And we'll see how, like, when you enter in partnerships with other creators, you'll have to figure that out on your own. But just zooming out outside of AdSense revenue real quick, collaborations is going to explode podcasts.
Well, this is how we're already seeing a lot of people on Instagram blow up their podcasts or start second accounts and blow it up. They just collab with themselves. Like one of our friends over Open Residency, they had a bigger, they don't even have like a huge Instagram following, but Mark had like 50K, I think, on Instagram.
That's pretty
And he was able to use that and collab post a lot with this podcast new account that he's making and get viewership higher and get subscribers higher, faster. And so now bringing that to YouTube, like I'm already thinking the top podcasts are gonna, like Chris Williamson doing that, Andrew Huberman doing that.
CEO.
Like you can basically, if you are someone with domain expertise, super like top industry leader in like thought leadership or something, and you just go on a podcast tour and then you collab posts with all of the big podcasters, you can grow a personal brand from like 0 to like 200K overnight almost. You know, in like a week or two, you can just become really famous.
I don't even know how to grasp how huge this is, because not only is YouTube the #1 place where people go to listen to podcasts, beating Spotify and Apple Podcasts and any other platform. But YouTube is also consumed on television, by far beating others like Netflix. So you combine podcasts, you combine television, and now you combine collabs. I think a really underrated business model in the future is going to be just starting a podcast. If you can start a podcast and you get a lot of views, you're gonna have thought leaders, experts, celebrities. People are gonna wanna come. They're gonna apply to be on your podcast.
Yeah, I mean, podcast is a very difficult space to grow on.
For sure.
For sure. Especially if you're unknown already. But yeah, I agree with you. I think what you're saying really unlocks a very interesting and unique monetization opportunity for podcasts or big YouTube channels in general. I think one of the biggest ways that creators, at least now, make money is through partnerships and brand deals, right? People on X would resell reposts all the time. And that was a really fast way to fast track your growth.
I know where you're going with this.
You know, it's like you would go on X and you would post content into the void and no one's gonna see it, right? But if you pay, for example, I don't know, Faceless Wisdom Guru X account, $20 to repost one of your posts, you instantly just get a lot of traffic to you. And so what I think is gonna happen, which is, I don't know if they're always gonna do it, but like there are channels like Diary of a CEO where they could actually, people will start pitching them, I will pay you $5,000 or $10,000 to just collab post with your podcast. And this is like a whole new revenue stream for all of these channels, right? Like you basically become the brand that can give sponsorships out. And that's just that's a different model that hasn't been around before.
That's crazy.
I forget exactly who spilled it, but there was this podcast that I was listening to a while ago about Drake. And you know how Drake obviously does features on a lot of music, on a lot of songs and stuff. I think it came out, this was a few years ago, he would only do it for like a lump sum of at least like 30K. It was like 30K or 40K. If you just pay the money, then he'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll feed on your song for a verse or whatever.
And just like drop a few bars. That's it.
Right, exactly. Just like as simple as that. If you were a trustworthy brand, you would want to vet who we obviously work with and do that for. But it is a whole opportunity, you know, and like that's like a whole level of negotiation for the revenue that you can make that has just been completely opened up because of this feature.
Yeah, and you don't have to just bring on one person per episode. You can bring on a whole Avengers. So yeah, actually one of our clients should really check out this feature. Kevin, if you're watching, just for some context, our friend Kevin here, he's like a med school insiders leader, and he's just got a network of all these people, all these doctors who are really plugged in to medical schools. And you can feature all of these, and all these people have giant YouTube channels. So this is just a giant network effect. So Kevin, you should start a podcast, get all the insiders on, and just start, you know, doing shows and discussions on specific topics like applications and med schools, and is it worth it to become a doctor? Which doctors make the most money? And you can just collab.
I think that's something we should think about for this channel too.
For sure, yeah.
If we're going to keep talking about YouTube education, or just, I think education for YouTube itself is such a great opportunity right now. And this makes it so much easier to grow together. And I think all of that we just talked about leads pretty nicely into your favorite update, right?
My favorite update, yep.
We're finally here. This is it.
Okay. So this one is brand segments. Before this update, basically, if you were to do a sponsorship with a brand, then they would put a spot, like an integration in the middle of your video, and it would be permanent. Now, you can put a time limit on that. So let's say like we had a sponsorship with Notion, and they put their sponsorship right in the middle of this video that we made 3 years ago.
We had to film that with that baked into the timeline.
Baked into the timeline.
Yeah.
So this time, you can enter in contracts with sponsors to say, hey, we'll run your ad for 3 years. And then after that, the spot opens again for someone else.
Yeah.
If you have a library with a lot of videos, then that unlocks so much potential for your videos. But I think this is particularly useful for education or info-based channels. So let's say you're making news content or trendy content, or a video like this, where it's probably gonna get views around the time of the update buzz, but it'll probably die out. Very short shelf life on these news videos.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like a video answering a question that's timeless, that always has shelf life,
right,
then that makes that video so much more valuable.
Yeah. Do you have an example of some of those videos on our channel?
Yeah, like we have a video about how to mind map.
I think you made that video 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And it still drives about 5,000 to 6,000 views every 2 days.
It still drives customers.
Yeah.
To this day. The way that we mind map is the way that we mind map. It's timeless.
Right.
Like if you want to learn from us, that video is gonna be the same.
You use some software in that video. So imagine if you reached out to that brand now, and you're like, hey, I made this video that still gets this many views. It's gone viral. It's converted this much for my specific audience. Look at all these comments about people asking, what is this tool that I'm using?
There were hundreds of comments asking, what is that tool?
We could easily just pitch that brand and say, hey, look at these data. Would you be interested in a 3-month, 6-month ad integration to put in this video? So your back catalog of videos now becomes all this fuel that you can use to pitch brands and increase your creator company's revenue.
Yes.
I totally agree with you about the evergreen content, but I also don't think it excludes evergreen content.
It does not, yeah.
Right? Because it's all about negotiation here. If you're able to secure a $10,000 brand integration for a past video, there's nothing stopping you from also paying YouTube ads to push traffic to that video, right? I don't know how that works specifically. Maybe we'll have to dig into it a bit more. But if, for example, if you do $5,000 of ad spend to push this old video of yours, and you get a brand deal for $10,000 in that spot, you're just driving traffic to it also, right? And so you're driving traffic for this brand also through your video that has their integration in it. So that'll also, I mean, don't be like sleazy about it, obviously.
You have a nice affiliate deal with them.
Exactly. So like there's ways that you can kind of like finagle these interesting deals to where obviously the whole end of this is not to just like spam and try to sell products and push things that you don't actually believe in. If you really feel strongly about the evergreen content that you made or some piece of content before, there are ways to increase the value for the brand and for yourself and for YouTube because you're giving them money also. Like it's a win-win-win situation for everybody there.
Yeah. There's another interesting business strategy here. Is that, let's say you wrote a book. Let's say you're James Clear and you wrote Atomic Habits and you offer some sort of help, right? Whether it's consulting, coaching, maybe you have an app. I think he launched an app, right? How many videos out there do you think have summarized his book?
We've done at least 3 or 4, but yeah.
James Clear and his team could literally go out there and just sponsor every single one of those and say, hey, we have a new coaching program.
Yeah.
Or hey, if you need some help, like just plug it right into the middle of the book.
Yeah.
Because the book is already building him up. So that, it could be a book, it could be a movie, a program, anything that has like a high value collection of your knowledge, that is just prime real estate that is just unlocked in retrospect.
Maybe I have to change my mind. Maybe this is also my favorite update.
If you make entertainment content and you have like a series of videos that's very rewatchable, or if you make videos that have products in them, like you're a vlogger or lifestyle and you're talking about your favorite camera or your favorite tech, then this opens up so much opportunity.
Right. So there's this big idea on YouTube right now in the maybe niche, but like the YouTube business space, where the whole thesis is you don't need to go viral, you don't need a lot of views to make a lot of money on YouTube, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like there's this very big, like the Ed Lawrence space, the Sunny Lenarduzzi's, all these gurus are talking about I can run a 100K company with less than 1,000 views.
Yeah.
I think this opportunity here kind of breaks that, right? Because what brand is going to want to sponsor a video that has 2,000 views? And so that thinking of like, yes, I can make 100K from a video that has less than 2,000 views, you are playing a game of me, You're not thinking big picture of where I think the world is moving right now, which is ownership and partnership, right? Like if you are not going for getting viewership, building a real audience, then you are missing out on the potential of where the world is moving right now, which is collaboration, which is brand integration. And so thinking big picture, I think the number one thing to focus on is actually getting better content. Like content is the moat right now to unlock all of this stuff that we're talking about. And it's not just focusing on, I think it is still niche and targeted content that can grow like a specific audience, but focus on making better content that can attract more people and build a brand. Because that is going to attract all these other opportunities that come with it.
Yeah. All these updates kind of synergize together. Collabs with your podcasts, where podcasts are great for brand sponsorships. You can plug in multiple throughout the podcast. Using AI to clip the podcast, making your podcast, I don't know why I'm saying podcast so much. It's basically just like shows, like big YouTube shows, productions that people want to watch on television. This is the new YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what size channel you have right now. Maybe you're a beginner, maybe you've been doing this for a long time like us, maybe you have millions of subscribers. focus again on making really good content. And I think all brands can use the refresher, and you need someone dedicated to be obsessed with the platform, because that's the only way you're gonna keep going, right? These updates are gonna keep coming, keep changing. And so if you wanna learn our secrets right now for growing on YouTube in 2025, then definitely check out this video right here. We break down our full guide from going from 0 to 100K subscribers on YouTube.